Can you turn on? Is that good? Not high enough? There you go. Hello, Vermont history students, and welcome to the dock in Muskoka. And this is the video for Unit 12, the last unit of the semester. And it's kind of sad because when Unit 12 comes around, that means it's the end of a Vermont history course, which hopefully for you has gone well. But it's sort of like half of the summer is definitely gone. The 7 weeks, the week between graduation and the beginning of the course, and then the 6 weeks of the course. And we have about 7 weeks left, Andrea. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Something like that. It's all downhill from here anyway. For this unit, basically what I want to do is make sure that you all know how we're going to finish the semester, which is, of course, you know you owe me 3 assessment papers on 3 different eras, and hopefully you can knit together all of Vermont's history as a single coherent story, so that when you look at newspapers or whatever today, it wakes up around you and makes sense to you. I need those papers on Friday if you're not going to take an incomplete, because once the semester ends on Friday, I guess supposedly at noon, but hopefully by 2 o'clock or so, they won't mind if I extend it that far. After that, I need to go into campus. Incompletes can only be changed with paperwork, and I don't know when I'll be on campus again. I obviously want you to, if you take an incomplete, I want you to finish. But it's best for all concerned if you finish by Friday. So I guess that's about that. And there's no discussion question for Unit 12, as there has been for each of the previous 11 units, but instead what I want you to focus on is town meeting. Town meeting traditionally has to be finished, or the deadline is Monday at noon, but because the course ends on Friday, the town meeting on a contemporary topics finishes this Friday as opposed to Monday, and there's no discussion question for Unit 12. Just focus on town meeting. I threw up 3 links to articles online of topics that you can vote on, contemporary issues, things from 2018, and also there's a recipe battle. And it's very clear, that's like the true test of who's a Vermonter and who isn't a Vermonter, is the recipe battle. Alright, there's almost no content really to Unit 12 because it's about the present. Up until I think last year, actually, the Take Back Vermont part of the course the topic was in Unit 12, and then it seemed like people were so rushing to get their work done and trying to finish that it seemed unfair to load a huge amount of content onto you. Basically, what I tried to do was frame all of Vermont's history for you in the outline and sort of summarize the course. And then also I put up 2 primary documents. They're both studies of Vermont. One is more about managing the landscape, and the other one is the Council on the Future of Vermont. And those are really interesting studies, and there's some really nice people, really intelligent people, downhillers of course, but people with Vermont's best interests at heart, who are trying to plot a way forward for Vermont to be able to maintain that perfect balance between progress and tradition, preservation and development, the same topics we've been talking about all semester, because hopefully that's where you're going to end up this semester with Unit 12, is having a sense of the long-term continuity of the themes that Vermont's always been about. And we have encountered over the course of the semester a bunch of periods when Vermont was studied. The 1920s with the Council on Rural Vermont, the 1960s when Hoff did it, the 1980s when there were those comprehensive studies, and we're still doing it now, and always what it's about is trying to accomplish that perfect balance. And you know, one of the things I ask students about during the semester in person, a regular course, is it ever possible to accomplish the perfect balance between freedom and unity? And the answer is of course not. And so it's really what Vermont's about is the journey and not the destination. That would probably be the question I would ask you if there's a discussion question. You know, is that satisfying or is that hugely frustrating? But hopefully, you know, you do appreciate that you've been wondering all this semester about whether it's 2 paths to 1 goal, or for uphillers and downhillers, or whether it's 2 goals. And hopefully this last unit, the studies that I put up, the articles that are in the article folder, the outline that I put up, will all help you sort of have a sense of, is it 2 paths to 1 goal or 2 goals, which is a really essential question. And then hopefully you can go out and read the newspaper and read magazine articles and engage with people and just sort of look at contemporary Vermont and have a sort of long-term historical perspective on it, which is what the course is all about. So Andrea, is that about it?
I guess so.
Really not much content, you know, because what the main thing I want you to encourage you to do is finish your work. If you have any questions, email me. I'll be checking my email frequently. I'll be going back. It's about 11 o'clock now on Wednesday, so I need to go and do some chainsawing of some wood sitting in the yard, and then I will check the discussion question. I already checked on it at 9 o'clock, and I'll check it again in the early afternoon, and we'll see if we get a couple more responses, and then we'll push forward towards the end of the semester on Friday. And that's it. And do they want a panoramic view of the lake? There's the neighbor's boathouse. There you go. There's the island. There's our boathouse. It has raccoons living in the attic. Not anymore, right?
No more.
Not anymore. Okay. Reading newspapers.